just as I promised last episode, I'm bringing you an episode on beef tech. So, for our beef tech, we are going to be making hamburgers. Now, I know you're probably thinking, hamburgers? That's really boring. Well, not anymore. Our hamburgers are going to make the best meal. So we are going to be making our hamburgers, of course, and then we're going to make pretzel rolls, homemade french fries, and coleslaw. And I'm going to show you all how to make all of that right here on Edible Eats. So first we are going to make our pretzel rolls. And for our pretzel rolls we will need all of these lovely ingredients. The bowl is not an ingredient. So first we have our water, our salt, our unsalted butter, and we're going to do a mix of unbleached white flour and whole wheat flour. We also have non-fat dry milk and some yeast. So yeah, let's get started with making our dough. So here we have a very easy bread recipe because, well, there's not really many steps. So right here we have all of our ingredients all measured out and stuff. So we have our 1 3/4 of a cup of warm water. We have our 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, room temperature. This might take a sec. Thank you, hand. You may need a spoon to get it out of the container. You may need a spoon to get it off the spoon. Yep. Alright, so that's fine. Now we need our 3/4 of a teaspoon of our salt. So to do that, we're going to do 1/4 and 1/2. And we're done with that. We have our flour. We have a total of 4.5 cups flour. That's just total. You can mix and match as you please. So we're just gonna dump this flour in. Yeah, we might want to do this from the other side so that the blender hook, the hook thing doesn't get in the way. You are probably gonna want to use a hook attachment for your mixer, because it's easier for bread. Now we're gonna want our 1/4 cup of dry milk. And finally, our 2 teaspoons of yeast.
What does the yeast do?
The yeast will make the bread rise by, well, farting. That's the simplest way to put it. Yeast farts make bread. Just please don't stop watching this video after that. We do that, and we have all of our ingredients all ready. So now we need to put our mixer down, lock it, and then put it up to our speed. Now we have our dough. We're supposed to have a smooth, slightly sticky dough. So just mix it all until it gets nice and smooth and slightly sticky. So let's see how ours turned out. Yeah, I think this is definitely sticky. And it looks pretty smooth to me. So we're probably going to want to take this off so it's in our way. It's not in our way. I mean... Alright. We got this off. My friend Hand is taking that for me. So now we need to manage to get this out without getting ourselves stuck in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so this is our dough. I think it's definitely sticky. Please get off my hands. We have our lightly greased bowl. Yeah.
And now what do you have to do?
And now I'm going to wash my hands so that this won't happen. Oh. And now we have to let the dough rise while I wash my hands.
Back in an hour.
Back in an hour. Alright, so now we have let our dough rise. So your dough should be doubled within about an hour. So, as you can see, our dough has risen significantly. So now, what we're going to do is we are going to take our dough out of the bowl and put it on to the cookie sheet, or whatever you're gonna, or your lightly greased work surface, right here. Then you're gonna want to pat it down, give it the old pat pat, and get all the air bubbles out. Okay, so now we're gonna weigh it
Roll it into a ball, babe.
by rolling it into a ball. Helpful tips from Thing. Or Hand, or whatever.
Turn on scale.
Yeah, we'll probably want to turn on the scale. Wait for it to be ready, and then we plop this on. So this is exactly 1 kilogram. So now we are going to divide this up into 8 pieces, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 8 equal-sized pieces. So for that, we need some sharp objects. So...
How much will each piece weigh?
Each piece will weigh... Yeah, I'll be done with the math by the time we come back.
200.
So, turns out we can't really do 8 because they would be way too big and we wouldn't really have enough dough for it. So instead we're doing 10, and each one should be about 200 grams. If it's just a little bit too little or too much, then that's okay. So this is what we want them all to look like. So I will start getting this all started.
So what are you doing?
So now I'm cutting the dough with much difficulty.
Just slice it. Just...
Why so difficult?
Do you want help?
I've done it.
There you go. Good.
Alright.
Careful of your fingers.
I'm fine. So we need to turn the scale back on. I think it's almost out of battery. And so we plop this on, and that is too small. So we want a little bit more. Yeah, that's perfect. So now we're going to roll this up
By tucking everything
by
under.
tucking everything under. This is going to take a while, isn't it?
If you do it that way, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Hand. Hand actually knows what they're doing. Hand has 2 hands. And a sweatshirt. Alright, so that was difficult. So we're gonna do the rest of these and be right back in a minute. Minor miscalculation once again. We were making our dough balls still too big. They were really supposed to be 100 grams each because 1 kilogram should make 10 of these, which would make each of them 100 grams each. So we finally got that figured out. Now they're a lot smaller. They're going to be a lot easier to manage, and we won't need gigantic burgers for gigantic rolls. So next step is to take this towel and put it over and cover as a cover. So we'll leave this covered for 15 minutes, and we will be right back. We are back for an important step. We are going to be making a water bath to put our dough balls in, to cook them. So we have 2 quarts of water in a nice large pot. Then we have 1 tablespoon of salt, coarse sea salt I think is what the recipe says. And then we have a 1/4 cup of baking soda. So now we need to put this stuff in. And we'll move this aside. And now we need to set it to a boil. Let's put the lid on so it'll actually boil. And we will be right back. So now we need to really quickly do this step. So we have our bath ready. We need to take our amazing spatula from last episode. And we need to take our dough ball and then flip it in. If you're not doing it with a magical mystical spatula, then you need to be very careful, and we need to get this in quickly.
Gently,
Dang it.
gently.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, well,
2.
and thank you.
There you go. 3. 4.
Oh!
You gotta be careful.
Why can I not do this?
There you go. 5. Okay. Would you like
Alright,
Anne to do the next step?
Yes, please. Ow. Don't splash boiling water on yourself, kids. Alright, so
30 seconds.
yeah, we need to let these cook for 30 seconds and then flip them with our spoon. And we are doing this so that they get, so that these rolls will get the standard, like, pretzel-y, like, look and texture and stuff when we finish cooking them. That water hurt a lot. See what water does to people? Water does this to people every day.
Fix my arm.
Alright, we'll come back. I need to fix my arm. And we have done 1 batch already. So that is what our finished product will look like before we start cooking them. So this is what they look like right now. So what we need to do is take our sharp little scissors and make an X to give it that standard pretzel top thing. And then we need to take some salt, sprinkle it on top. Probably that one deserves a little more. So now we have that done. We will need to, are they still really hot? No. So we need to move these over to our provided thingy-majiggy. These feel very hollow, I don't know why.
They're all puffed up. Hold on. Just see,
turn
now
it
we're going to put them in.
Now we need to put them in the oven, but there's still 2 more here. I don't know what to do with those. We'll rearrange some and put them in the oven and stuff. By the way, your oven should be getting preheated to 400 degrees. Right now, we are still preheating. So we'll see you when we get back. So we are back with our finished product for the rolls. We cooked these for 20 minutes exactly. And you can see that they are absolutely beautiful. I already tried one. It was really delicious. I really can't wait to eat the rest of them. So now we're gonna go create the hamburgers. We're back with our burgers. So what we do is we take our hunk of meat and we will eventually turn it into this. This is the final product that we will put into the cook place, whatever it's called. So what we do with this piece of ground beef is we roll it into a ball. It may feel disgusting, but it doesn't matter. The results are going to be good and tasty, and it makes a really good meal.
That's good.
So now we basically smush it, and you can put it down on your cutting board or whatever, and then smush a little bit more, make it nice and even. And I just do this so I can see how thick the burger is. I find it easier for myself to do this. And then we want to smooth the edges out. And this is harder than I thought it would be.
It's good.
Alright. Thank you. So yeah, this is what it should look like, and then you put it on the plate.
Wash your hands before you touch it.
Then you wash your hands before you touch other stuff.
With soap.
I know how to wash my hands. So you wash your hands, dry them off. And then you take your salt and your pepper. You put a pinch of salt on there. Sticking in my wet hands. And then you do a couple grains of pepper. Darn you.
Perfect.
There's nothing here. Backwards.
Perfect. That's good.
Alright, that's probably as much as we're getting out of it. So, we are now going to put these into our oven, I think.
Pan.
Oven.
Pan.
Pan. Thingamajiggy.
Needs to heat up first.
So the pan needs to heat up. And we will be back when it is heated up. So we are back. Our hamburgers are cooking. That is one that we've already flipped. So I'm going to hopefully safely flip the rest of these. This one is named Bloody Mary. There we go. So, those are flipped. We'll be back when they're finished cooking in about 5 minutes. And we are going to make our french fries. So, we already have most of them done. So this is what we want to be able to put in the oven to cook. So we have our potato and we have our knife. So you hold the potato like this, and make sure to anchor the knife and cut down. Then do the same thing with these slices. That wasn't the best cut, but you can also cut them into more pieces. One more. Then pick them up and put them in the bowl. And then we are ready to, well, I'm pretty sure we're ready to put them in the oven to cook.
Put some olive oil, salt, salt and pepper.
Oh, right. We need to put olive oil and salt and pepper on too. And yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So
A good healthy dressing.
just a good healthy amount.
Good.
You know, and this is gonna be a lot like the last one, isn't it? With you whispering hints into my ears. And then we'll need some salt.
More than that. A bit more.
No.
Okay. Good. Now toss them with your hands.
No. You're saying things before I can even start to say them.
So you're gonna say toss to go.
So you need to toss them to coat them with all the seasonings. These are heavy. Is it weird that these potatoes are heavy?
Looks good. Looks good.
Alright, this is good.
Now pick up the bullet.
Now we need to take them and dump them all out onto here. And then spread them out onto your pan or sheet or whatever. Just spread them out. This one's a little bit big.
You want to lay them all down flat.
Yeah. There's a yellow man behind you, Hand. There is a yellow man behind you. No, seriously. We just lay them all down flat. And then once they're all flat, you can just put them in the oven. And yes, this one is already cut. Magic. So we'll see you when they are done. We're back with our entire meal already. So here we have our wonderful fries. We have our coleslaw. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to make the coleslaw on camera because this is probably already way too long. And we, of course, have our lovely burger on our pretzel rolls. My burger is pretty standard, just ketchup, lettuce on the bun. Of course, Hand's burger is a little bit different. Hand put onions and blue cheese, caramelized onions, and Dijon mustard, I think, on hers. Yeah, it's pretty good. So,
Bon appetit.
bon appetit. Yeah. Wow. That was actually extremely good. Just to make myself sound professional here, the juices and stuff were so juicy. So juicy.
How was the roll?
And the roll was so really crispy and salty because there's salt on it. And these rolls are also really good because they don't really get very soggy. Most normal hamburger buns get really soggy after a couple of seconds. And if you are using normal buns and you don't want to do the pretzel rolls, then you can just put lettuce on both parts of your hamburger, on top and bottom, and then it will work to make your bun not get soggy. So, yeah, let's also try the fries a little bit. Oh, wow. That's good, too. Yeah, and we also have our coleslaw. This stuff is not something I normally eat, but not too bad. Alright, so probably it would be a good time for me to say thank you for watching Edible Eats. I hope you enjoyed. if you haven't already seen the first episode, please check out the first episode. And I will probably also have like a short version of this, just as a little thing with just the most important bits. And then I'll do, like, with the short one for episode 1, I'll have like a goofy outtakes reel at the end of that, so there's a reason to watch the short one as well. So, yeah. Au revoir, bon appetit, blah 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 blah. Thanks for watching. Beef Tech.
Beef Tech. Beef Tech. J'aime bien, j'aime bien, j'aime bien la Beef Tech. J'aime bien la Beef Tech. Oh non, 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 pas la Beef Tech. Oh non, 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 pas la Beef Tech. Les carottes, les pommes de terre. Les carottes, les pommes de terre. Le salade et le dessert. Le salade et le dessert. Les carottes, les pommes de terre. Les carottes, les pommes de terre. Le salade et le fromage. Le salade et le fromage. Mousse au chocolat, le fruit, le biscuit et le bonbon. Mousse au chocolat, le fruit, le biscuit et le bonbon.